Only one place to start with Liverpool. They've allegedly agreed fee, personal terms as well for Mark Guehi. The package would be a £30 million
Oh, you're starting
package.
there, are you? Okay.
The package would be 30 million with the add-ons going up to 35. The personal terms have been agreed. I think there's a little error in the title for this video, but the personal terms have been agreed. The fee looks to be around 30 with 35 including add-ons. So would you say that represents, knowing that he's got only 1 year left on his contract, would you say that represents a fair deal for all parties?
Yeah, I think you got him quite cheap, given the type of calibre of player he is, his age, how long he'll have left in terms of his prime years. I think you got a bit of a steal, if you ask me. I mean, things kind of work, things aligned well for you to get him with the contract situation at Palace. But I think that's a good deal, nevertheless.
I love that deal.
I'm sure
I
you
think
do.
when everyone came out of Wembley on Sunday, the main kind of query straight after the game was, wow, so scary going forward, but we do need some reinforcements at the back. You know, on Sunday there was 2 recognised centre-backs in the whole squad, Virgil van Dijk and Ibu Konate. Virgil played the 90 minutes, Konate went off, and I think Endo dropped into centre-back, and he can do a job there. But for Liverpool to go out and get Mark Guehi, who obviously it looks like his last game for Crystal Palace will be beating Liverpool in the Community Shield, what a signing that would be. And I agree, £30 million, I think Palace could do with the cash. Obviously they've lost 20 million from not being in the Europa League as opposed to the Conference League. I was standing right next to Steve Parish in the mix zone the other day when he was talking to the press about how they need to sell or he needs to sign a new contract. He's definitely not going for free in the summer. So yeah, I love this deal. I absolutely love it, and I think he comes in, probably gets, I would say, around about 25 games, 30 games maybe in all comps, but I do think he starts games. We know our centre-backs, including Joe Gomez, who's still there, but Andy Bukonate can be injury-prone. Left-sided centre-back, but he'll probably play on the right-hand side of the centre-back too, because Virgil will be playing, that's his position on the left. But that's great. Mark Guehi, 24, England's best defender at the minute. Great price. I think everyone's happy with that deal. But also Giovanni Leoni, the 18-year-old from Parma, who, I'll be honest, I've done a bit of research on him up to now. 30 senior games in total in his career so far. He scored 2 goals in that time playing for Sampdoria on loan and then over to Parma full-time. I have just shown you a clip of him, you know, dealing with Romelu Lukaku in Serie A
you say
last
dealing
season.
with. There was
he
a
had a
couple
good game against him.
Yeah, there's a couple of clips. I think sometimes as fans we can get a bit carried away with clips.
Who he reminds me of in the kind of same mould is Mickey van der Ven. 6'5". He's rapid. He loves a slide tackle, which probably won't do as much at Liverpool. Maybe in Serie A, Serie B, you're looking to recover and get that last ditch tackle away. But I really like the look of him, and actually if he plays for Liverpool for 3 years he would count as a homegrown player. He's only 18. If you play in a country for 3 years before you're 21, you become a homegrown player for the quota, which always helps. So I mean, he is rated on Transfer Market as 18 million euros. I reckon Liverpool probably end up paying maybe 23 million euros for him. But again, that is shrewd business. A little bit similar to Mosquera in a way.
Yeah, because you guys were after Mosquera, weren't you?
Yeah, but this also represents someone who's younger than Mosquera, but it has that left-footed centre-backs. They're quite rare these days. And I think to find one, listen, there's no guarantee he's going to turn out to be any good. He's an Italian defender. They normally are quite good. But I love this concept of this signing. Go find the next guy. Find the next Van der Ven.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it's not only is it helping us immediately with Guehi, who can slot straight in if he's needed and play games and be that calming figure, but we're also future-proofing here by going and getting Leoni as well. I love it. Never experienced the Liverpool transfer window like this in my entire life. I feel grateful. I'm spoilt, really. But we're doing it in the right way. We've sold so many players. We've made a lot of money. And we're investing it for the future.
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, they're doing that old adage, aren't they? You strengthen while you're at the top. And it would appear that's what Liverpool are doing. I must say, it's in stark contrast to last season.
Yeah, 100%.
You only brought one player in who hardly played, let's be honest. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Because now you've spent this amount of money and, strengthened considerably. And there's another target who we will be talking about later. But if you get all those guys through the door, I wonder what your aspirations for the new season will be?
Win as many trophies, as many football matches as possible.
Oh yeah, but everyone says that. But what will be your minimum requirement, as it were? I'll be very interested to know.
Definitely win and retain the Premier League. Go as far as you can, if not win the Champions League. Try and nick a little domestic cup, not a little one of the two that are available, an FA Cup or a League Cup.
But you're saying that the Premier League is an absolute
that has to happen.
Prerequisite.
It would be, in Premier League terms, it would be a failure if we didn't win the league now, especially if we get Isak. I mean, we'll get on to him because there's more stuff that David Ornstein has been saying about him this morning. But in terms of the centre-backs, me and Doyle for sure left Sunday thinking, got to get at least one centre-back. So to go out there in the same day and agree personal terms with Guehi, plus look to lock down Leoni as well, that's unbelievable business.
No, I mean, I've got to say, from an Arsenal fan's perspective, that is very good business. I mean, there was a school of thought that was suggesting after the game against Crystal Palace, and let's face it, some of your centre-back limitations were...
in the second half, for sure.
Were exposed, for want of a better word. The... selling of Gerald Kwanzaa was starting to look maybe a little bit premature.
35
now that you're
mil,
bringing in the likes of Guehi. I mean, if you get Guehi, that's a big signing for you.
That's a stacked squad, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
at
difference...
one point he looked like he was going to go to your, I was going to say nemesis, but they're not really. You're just slapping them up. Newcastle. So I thought he would have gone there because I could have seen Guehi walked in there and being the man. Might even have just given him the captain's armband kind of thing. But obviously at Liverpool, that's not going to happen. But still a great move for Guehi.
Yeah, I love that we've opened talks with him, and especially so quickly after we played against him on Sunday. There was that screenshot, wasn't there, of in the tunnel, Guehi shaking Slot's hand, and in the background you just see Van Dijk kind of going, what's going on here? So it's quick, it's ruthless, it's direct.
Although according to Virgil, your attacking options need looking at as well.
Well, guess what, people? This morning, David Ornstein tweeted the following, which, I mean, we've been waiting for a kind of Isak update, haven't we, over the last kind of 3 or 4 days. And as the days have drawn on, you're thinking maybe he's having his head turned, maybe he could go back to Newcastle with his tail between his legs. But David Ornstein this morning said this, and it's pretty damning as well. I mean, especially if this is 100% true, what's been said by Isak. But he is adamant he will not play for Newcastle ever again. That is damning. Even if the window closes without an exit, the 25-year-old views his Newcastle career over. Which, when you think to the last game of the season, they're all doing the lap of honour, he's clapping them, they've won a trophy, they're thinking he's our guy, he's going to stay. But his career is over and he has no wish to reintegrate. The club say he's not for sale, and obviously they're exploring the market, but the striker wants Liverpool. So again, amazing. Liverpool, after that first low ball bid, have almost stepped away and said, well, you sort yourselves out, get a striker, and we'll come back with the kind of big boy offer that you will accept.
They said that that's it. They remember when they made that last big offer, they said that that's it, that's our offer. We won't be coming back.
They'll be coming back. It's all the top journalists have said Liverpool look to come back again.
But at the time, that's what they said.
At the time, but that was you got to look through the lines
with regards to the Isak thing, I could not believe it. I mean, it's interesting. Yesterday, me and you were talking, weren't we, about Isak on this very show yesterday, and I said, and I think you pretty much agreed with me that there was a way back for Isak if he humbled himself, showed a bit of contrition, said to Newcastle, look, you know what, I effed up. I'll tell you what we'll do. One more season, I'll commit to you guys. And the question we was asking was, would the Newcastle fans take him back? And I was saying that over time they probably would, because
this was only yesterday we said
exactly.
This.
Football fans can be quite fickle, quite forgiving. They're, quite emotional.
Yeah, definitely.
Less than 24 hours later, man, Isak has just completely thrown all his toys out the pram. Said, no, not happening, not coming back. Even if you lot can't sell me to Liverpool, I ain't going to play for you no more. Absolute madness. In fact, I did a video on my channel, LL Sports TV. Make sure you check it out. I did a boxing video, Liverpool's Nick Ball. You've heard of Nick Ball.
The little
he's defending his title on Saturday. So I was doing a video about that. As soon as I'd finished doing that video, switch on the TV, see the breaking news about Isak. I was like, rah! So then I had to go and do a video about Isak. And it's funny because I did the video in which I was, trying to, navigate my way through it, and I was saying, rah, like, it's totally spontaneous video. And I did the video and I said, yeah, Isak's doing the madness and blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting that in the comments, a couple of people dug me out. They said, look, double standards, man, because Gyökeres did a similar thing with you lot. And I said, actually, you know what? It's kind of right, but this is a bit more egregious, isn't it, than what Gyökeres did. But to go back to, I mean, it's a madness, bro. And I said this in my video today, I never thought Isak was capable of this. Because you see him, he looks such an elegant player.
Yeah, nice guy.
Seems quite a quiet, introverted character, always conducts himself very well, very professionally, with aplomb. And wow, I just didn't see this. It just goes to show, man. This player power on steroids, man.
And if we look at this, which isn't a nice sight for Newcastle fans, it's happened, people. They started burning the Isak shirts at Newcastle.
That's not Matty Renton, is it?
No, that's actually the final Ibiza boss. Yeah. So there you go, fellas. They're burning shirts. That's when you know it's done.
The same Matty Renton, by the way, that was castigating me for saying that there was a big Eritrean community in North London, which there is.
It's a big one in Liverpool as well, mate.
Not as big as there is in Finsbury Park.
How do you know?
Trust me. But yeah, so you were saying he ain't going nowhere, that's it, forget about it.
He's been saying that for
And at the time,
March.
I kind of thought, fair enough, he ain't going nowhere. Fair play to you lot if you can hold on to him. And now to see that this has happened.
Could they still hold on to him, though? I mean, Ornstein there says, even if there's no exit. So what he's saying is, even if you don't sell me, I'm not turning up to training. If I do, I'll just boot balls over the fence.
Yes, poor on his part, man.
I'll be honest, if I was a Newcastle fan, I would be fuming. And don't get me wrong, this has happened to us before. It's happened with Suarez, with Coutinho, with Torres. Most recently, obviously, with Trent. Where you go? Do you know
No. Trent didn't conduct himself like this.
In your opinion. But
no, he didn't.
No, he didn't obviously do what
Trent didn't go on strike.
This is the most extreme behaviour out of all of those that we've seen, where you're training with your old club. Said earlier I was on TalkSport earlier, and I said it's like having an argument with your wife, and you go, I'm going to go and stay at my ex-wife's house.
I like that.
How does that work for anyone? No, you can't do that. And then you just don't reply to texts. You've gone AWOL. That is the definition.
That's when I knew that things were seriously wrong. When Eddie Howe gave that press conference and said, look, by all accounts, he's over in Sociedad. I didn't know. I'm totally unaware. I thought to myself, nah, man, this is a madness. And for him to do what he's done now, I must say,
I'm shocked.
It's out of character with the image. It just goes to show that you don't really know people till you know, do you? Because I just never saw this coming. And I've got to say, it's not a good look on him. Having said that, though, I'm guessing that there must be things going on behind the scenes. I mean, there's always two sides, maybe three sides to a story. I mean, there was that story we heard about before that was released from the Isak camp, was saying words to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, that Newcastle had reneged on a previous agreement to pay him X amount of money. It was quite a large sum of money. I can't remember the exact amount. But yeah, he wasn't happy about that. Now, whether that was the catalyst to, you know what I mean, implode that whole relationship between him and Newcastle, I don't know, but
damn. Is it game over? Is it wraps? Is it curtains if Liverpool get Isak, Guehi?
It would appear it's over for Isak at Newcastle, but there's two things now. One, are they going to sell him to Liverpool? Well, I mean, don't forget, Newcastle have money. Yep. They could dig their heels in and say, okay, we could call his bluff and say, right, you just stay there. I mean, it is World Cup year as well. I mean, I don't know if Sweden are going to want to have Isak in their squad if he's not kicked a ball in competitive football all year, because
they qualified.
Yeah, I think they're going to qualify, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are. World Cup qualifying, it says. I think they're in the qualifiers.
It's likely that they will qualify. They do have a good international team.
Yeah, they've got qualifiers against Slovenia, Kosovo.
Yeah, I would imagine they'll go through.
They should go through. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Newcastle still do hold a degree of power, but surely it's got to the point now where you're almost trying to appeal to his better nature at Newcastle. You're saying, look, I know what's happened has happened. Come on, man. You've got to earn the right to train with us. Put your head down for a week. We'll get you back in the squad. Play against Liverpool. But now it's got to the point where he's gone, I've sold my house. This fella is now homeless, Laurie.